Hey everyone, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are gonna see a very useful GitHub command that is git stash. That is stash command. Okay, so before starting the video, make sure you have subscribed the channel so that you don't miss the future notification all about any video. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first of all, we'll see that when and how you can use that GitHub command, and it's gonna be very helpful for every one of you. Okay, so let's see what is stash command. Okay, so stash is like a secret command or code that is going to help you to save your changes for temporarily purpose. Okay, let's say you don't want to commit your changes for now. Okay, so what you will do, are you going to delete those changes? No, no, man, you cannot do it because in organization or in any college project, have a huge project. Okay, so you may have the changes in multiple files. Okay, so you cannot delete all the file changes right now because what you will do if you delete those changes, then you again need to write those, right? But also you don't want to commit those changes, so what you will do then in that case, stash comes into picture. Okay, stash is gonna be your lifesaver. Okay, so let's see how it works. Okay, so let's say you are working on a project, organization project you are working on, and you have been on your branch, you have been on your feature branch and creating working for a feature. Okay, so you have developed a huge feature for that, but current your manager comes up and says that, oh, you need to make changes in a different branch, and it's just a small change. Okay, so what you will do, are you going to delete the entire changes for your project or for your feature branch? No, you cannot. And you also cannot push or commit those changes because some people don't want to commit until or unless they create the entire thing, right? If you are like that person, then you are similar to me. Okay, so high five. And apart from that, yeah, so back to the topic, what I was saying is that if you are on a certain branch and you don't want your changes to be committed, okay, so what you will do, you can use stash in that case. Okay, so let's say if I come up here, let's say if this is my some one of the repo, and let's say if I just copy this one and paste it up here, I'm doing this only for testing purpose. Let's say I have this one, John Williams. Okay, and I have saved this one. Okay, but right now I don't want to commit this change. Okay, let's say if I check all my branches, git branch, if I check it, so I am right now at the feature branch 3, and I don't want to commit this change, I don't want to push this change on GitHub. Okay, so what should I do? I need to use GitHub stash, or my manager come up and say that, oh, you need to make few change on feature branch too, so I cannot remove this change, or I cannot directly go to the feature branch too and make certain changes, right? So what I can use get a stash in that situation as well. Okay, and second condition when to use git stash is when you are pulling your changes from master branch or from main branch from anyone. Okay, and third one is that when you like experimenting. Okay, when you like to use new stuff in coding, but you don't want anyone to see, and you don't want anyone to check your changes, which I mean is you don't want to commit those changes on GitHub. Okay, so then you can use Git Stash. Okay, so moving further, creating a stash. Okay, so let's directly go to the example. Let's say you want to save these changes for temporary purpose. You don't want to push or commit these changes, right? So what you will do? You just need to write git stash. If you just write this, so what you will do? You saw, tada, the changes have gone. You saw it right now? And you saw a message called saved working directory and index state feature branch 3. Okay, so it has saved your changes on feature branch 3. Okay, but now another things come up in mind, and it has saved by its own message. You saw this? It has saved it. Let's say if I make a different change it up here, let me copy paste it. This is not a coding file, right? So you just take it for try to understand what's going on here. So if I just save this, okay, so what do you want now is you want to give a certain message. Earlier we just saved our changes without any message. What if some person want to have a different message in while saving the changes? So what you can use is git stash save and just give your message name whatever you want. Let's say I give my profile changes. If I give this, then it has saved my changes for temporary purpose. Okay, so what it will do, let's see. So creating a stash, we have checked it. Get a stash save, you can write. If you want to give or save by, if you want to save by giving a particular specific message, then you just write get a stash save and just give your message whatever it is. Okay, so let's see. Now you just saw that we have saved two changes, but how will I come to know? Let's say if I come up here in GitHub or in VS Code after 2 days. Okay, so how will I know that what changes I have saved so far? There should be some list maintained, right? So if I want to check my changes, what changes have been so far saved so far, then I just need to type git stash list. If I write this command, then it's gonna give me all my changes, whatever I have saved so far. Okay, so let me just clear this and increase the size of font so that I hope it's visible to you all, right? If I just check git stash list, so you are able to see that, oh, I have this change on feature branch 3. I have this change, my profile changes with my message, with my saved message, whatever I gave, right, during that time, right? And another thing is that second one was the first change I saved. You remember it? I hope you don't forget it, right? So stash follows the stack approach. What it follows means it follows the LIFO, last in first out approach. Okay, so you saw it right now that first change we saved it. It is stored at the bottom, and whatever change I just mentioned, it stored at the top level. If I make a new change and stash it, then it will store at the top of this. Okay, at the top of this zero. Okay, so what it will do, let's say if I make a new change here, I make it to Dubai. Okay, so if I apply it, git stash and save it by giving a destination change, destination change, let's give it no worries. Okay, then it has saved it. Okay, if I again check it, let me clear this because it may be sometime messy. Okay, so git stash list, if I check it, then you see that my destination change is at the top level, and then at first index we have this my profile changes, and the changes we made at the first time is at the bottom. Okay, I hope it's clear to everyone so far. Okay, so what we just saw is get a stash list, and now you want to apply those changes. Okay, you might say that, I got it so far, but what if, how am I going to apply those changes, apply those temporarily saved changes? Wait a minute, it's all about 5%. Let me connect it with my charger first. Now another thing come up into the picture. You may say that, hey, I got it everything, that how to save changes, how to see the list, how to see the list. But you may ask that, how to apply those changes. Let's say I want to get my changes back to the working directory or to in VS Code. How to apply that? Okay, so that's very easy as well. Okay, so let's say if you want to apply the change, so you can say that git stash apply. If you write this, then it's gonna bring your changes back to the working repository. Okay, but what command we used it for that? We used git stash apply. Yeah, I hope it's not messy for everyone, right? So what command we used? We used git stash apply. But some person may say that, hey, I don't want to apply this one. Let's say if I clear it, let me get back the things. I hope the size was clear. Let me clear it. Okay, so git stash list. If I check the list, so you see that there are three lists, right? If you are going to apply, if you write only this thing git stash apply, so what it will do you see that the changes are back? I made it to Dubai, I just made the destination change. Okay, which means that I just applied this change only. Okay, so if you write only this way git stash apply, so what it will do, it will apply the topmost change, whatever it is going to apply. But some person may say that, hey, I don't want to apply the topmost one, I want to apply this one, stash 2. I want to apply this one. How am I going to apply this change? So what you can do? You can write git stash apply and just give the stash number. Whatever you want to apply. Let's say I'm gonna apply the second one, which means it is at first index, right? It is at zero index, it's first and it's second, right? Let's say if I want to apply the second one, I just need to type git stash apply stash at the rate second. I just need to give the number of that change or of that branch it's applied. Okay, you saw that the changes are revert. So okay, so for that you just need to type git stash apply and just give your stash number, it will apply your changes. Okay, get it clear? Wait a minute, clear this. Okay, so we saw that if you want to apply or if you want to bring back your temporarily saved changes, then you just need to write git stash apply if you want to apply the topmost change. Okay, but if you want to apply a certain stash, let's say you have 10 stashes saved in your directory, and you want to apply the stash which is at ninth position, then you just need to write git stash apply stash number at the rate, give that number whatever it is. If you want to apply the stash of 9, then you just need to write git stash apply stash at the rate 9. Okay, but if you want to apply the top one, then just write git stash apply. That's simple as it is. Okay, so now let's see that. You may say that, oh, I got everything, I'm getting it. Let me bring the list back, you have these lists. Okay, so if you have been working so far, then you may have saved a lot of changes. Now you want to delete it. You may say that I don't want my stash list to be very long because it might get very confusing, or you don't need it anymore, you can say it. So how you are going to delete it? Okay, so let's say if I just want to delete a specific stash, then there is no command something like that, stash delete or all that. There is a command called stash drop. Okay, if you want to delete or drop a specific stash, then you just need to type git stash drop, and give that stash number. Okay, so let's try up here. Git, let me drop this third one, which means it is at index 2. Let me drop this. Git stash drop stash at the rate 2. Okay, let me drop it. Okay, dropped. It has been dropped. If I check git stash list, okay, so you see that there are two stashes stored right now. Okay, but someone may say now that, oh, I have 15 stashes. I'm not gonna delete one by one. Is there any method I can directly delete everything? So yes, you can delete it. What you can do, what you cannot do, you can do anything, dude, anything, literally. In coding word, you can do anything. Git stash clear. If you write this, then it's gonna delete everything. Right now you see it. We have two saved stashes, right? If we clear it, so it will delete everything. Okay, whatever changes you have stored so far. So if I again check git stash list, you will not get anything because nothing is stored in your list. Let me show it once again. If I apply git stash list, so you see that nothing is stored so far. Okay, you are getting it, right? So what it is, if you want to delete a specific stash, then just give the stash number and you just need to write git stash drop and give that stash number along with stash at the rate. And if you want to delete everything whatever you have stored so far, then you just need to type git stash clear. Okay, so let's have the pro tip of stash. It will allow you to save your changes temporarily. You can give any message to your changes, you can experiment with your code as much as possible, so it will keep your code well and organized. Okay, so let's quickly have the summary of whatever we have seen so far. Okay, so you can use the stash command while switching your branches, while pulling or pushing changes, while experimenting with your code. And when you want to when you want to create a stash, then you just need to type get a stash. In case you don't want to give any message, in case you want github to get message on your behalf, okay, so you just need to write get a stash in that case. But if you want to give your own message, then you just need to type get a stash save and type your message whatever it can be. And moving further, when you want to see whatever changes or what changes you have saved so far, then you need to check it by git stash list. This is the command. Okay, so when you want to bring your changes back to the working directory, then you need to type git stash apply and give that a stash number if you have multiple changes saved in your repo. But if you want to just apply the top one with whatever it is at top, you just want to apply that, so you just need to type get a stash apply. No need to give any stash number. Okay, so if you want to drop a specific stash, then you need to type get a stash drop and give that a stash number. But if you want to delete everything in one go, then you need to just type get a stash clear. Okay, so that's all about today video. Write in the comment how you like this video. Make sure you share this with your friend because it's gonna be very helpful for everyone who is working. okay, who is working with projects and all that stuff. Okay, so make sure you have subscribed the channel. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you for watching. We'll meet in the next video.